Just kidding.
And welcome back to the Mad City Podcast. This is your most maddest motherfucker, Patrick Kemfer. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's nice and ready for Halloween. It's a time of eating just ridiculous amounts of empty calories, toxic sugar, over drinking. Probably a few misdirected takes on what should be considered like hitting on somebody. Like, oh, are you flirting with me? No, I'm definitely not. Are you sure? Because I really like that dress. And I was just thinking that maybe you and I could roll around together. Yes, Halloween is approaching, and well, there will definitely be plenty of mistakes made over this coming weekend. Some of them don't have to be quite so political. I'm speaking, of course, about this reignited frenzy that the hippies are handing out weed. They're giving out all their edibles. Yep, that's right, folks. All these druggies out here took all their hard-earned money over the summer, bought up a whole bunch of savory, sweet snacks and crusty, just little num-nums, and then decided just to give them all away on Halloween. That's the rationale. Here's the thing. Anybody that's ever been a drug addict or known a drug addict, seen a drug addict on the street or even maybe on TV, could probably attest to the fact that drugs are like a drug addict's precious. And you're not just gonna fucking hand that shit out willy-nilly, especially to a bunch of dumbass kids, when God knows they could probably afford fucking way more drugs than you can. So this comes from from NPR, discussing children's health, of all things. State attorneys general issue a warning for Halloween about marijuana-type treats. Now, I didn't mispronounce that. It is actually attorneys general, not attorney generals. It's the state attorneys general, because he's the general of the attorneys, all of them. They all gotta kiss his ass, no matter how much he sucks. And that's in any given state. So here, the article reads like this. As Halloween is approaching this weekend, several state attorneys general across the country have issued warnings to parents to be on the lookout for marijuana edibles that can easily pass as regular candies and snacks. Now, some of these include Stony Patch Kids, double stuffed Stonios, Cheetos Puffs. That's not really far off. Nerds Rope Candy, Fruity Pebbles, and Doritos. I don't know. Maybe there's a mistake in some of these images. I don't know. Seems kind of silly. Only the first two really indicate any sort of weed attachment. However, it is known that any edible is, while maybe, I don't want to say disguised, but, the packaging sort of mimics it references another entity, another product, which in this day and age is just fucking just, the norm. I mean, we can't look at anything without referencing another thing, because nothing is new anymore. By the way, that's a reference to my very first article written and published by the Clarion. I highly recommend you check that out. Nothing is new anymore. Yeah, the Clarion, Madison College. Check it out. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, there are plenty of products that the packaging mimics other products. And I would have to say probably the deadliest of all of these is hand sanitizer. Case in point, check the picture of the thumbnail for this episode. You'll see what I'm talking about. It is disguised as basically gin, like a gin drink. And that was not a mistake. That was like a very well thought out marketing plan, and was done very much on purpose. And I have watched motherfuckers sit there and suck this goop down. I know, Daisy, it's gross. She was there too. And it's disgusting. And yeah, I get it. I mean, it's got a really high alcohol content. And I'm glad that the government isn't putting poison in it like they did in the 20s and, killing people. It's nice. It's good. I'm glad. However, it is poison and it is killing people, even though it's not being taken quite seriously. So before you get your fucking panties in a bunch over like what your candy might be, maybe think about like what's sitting there on the counter at every Walgreens and wondering like who the fuck is stashing that in their pants and drinking it up. Honestly, I don't try to tell people what to do, but going back to like my teenage days, watching kids drinking Robitussin, smoking ditchweed, like I would ask them, like, why don't you just do real drugs? I have an older brother. I can help you. We could make this happen. At the very least, if you're going to go to a store and steal something, like an over-the-counter medication, I mean, at least, instead of going for the Chlorocidin, those triple C's, maybe go to like a few aisles over and just steal a bottle of fucking wine. You'll have way more fun and you will shit a lot less, presumably. Anyway, back to the story. Attorneys General in Ohio, New York, Illinois, Connecticut, and Arkansas all released statements Tuesday, a part of a coordinated effort to advise parents about the dangers of marijuana edibles. The ones that they take and they eat. Honestly, the only real known case of a child consuming edibles was when it happened when a kid ate their parents' edibles. Okay, never in the history of humankind has some stoner handed out fucking weed or an edible. Sure, people make fucking pot brownies and mushroom fucking teas and all that shit, but they give them to their friends, and more often than not, their friends kick down a few bucks, for the effort, Because, dude, drugs are expensive. In case you haven't noticed, this is America, where drugs cost fucking retards of money. Okay, maybe that wasn't politically correct. I know I just, like, used the R word and turned it into a verb to describe a currency. But, don't think too long about that. I have way more offensive jokes to tell. So, anyway, back to the story. Each attorney general warns that look-alike products may contain high concentrations of okay, wow. You're going to do this to me? Alright, we can do it. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Yes! Fucking nailed it on the first try. Otherwise known as THC. THC is the main compound found in marijuana, and if consumed by children, it could lead to an accidental overdose of weed? Again, the story going back to this kid who did supposedly overdose on his parents' edibles. The kid basically had a panic attack because it was just too fucking much. I don't want to say it was as bad as, say, like, a kid 15, 16 eating way too much acid, getting puddled, and then freaking out because, they got water on their head and their hair dye is, like, running down their fucking face and arms, and, I'm turning into a fucking... yeah. Carla, we miss you. Anyway, the products are unregulated and illegal in several states. However, they are also very regulated and very legal in many states. And usually people that consume them, one way or another, get them from the states where they're legal in and then take them across, these imaginary borders, sometimes known as rivers, and then, consume them. Say, for example, a person could go to Illinois and buy edibles totally legally, and then bring them back to Wisconsin. However, they're going to be paying a huge upsurge in that, because it always costs more money when drugs are more inland. If you go closer to the coasts, you'll always get cheaper drugs. Trust me on this. There was a serious drought in Madison after a big heroin bust in 2003. So me and my lady friend at the time, Heather, and our friend Frank stole a car and drove to New York City. And I lived in Manhattan for a while, and I got to be a junkie out there. And oh man, yeah, if for no other reason, go out there just for the cheap drugs. No, I'm kidding. There's better reasons to go to Manhattan. You might meet a famous celebrity like Drew Barrymore or Rick Ocasek. Well, no, he's dead. Or the other guy from Armageddon. Not Bruce Willis, but the other guy. No, not Ben Affleck, but the other guy. No, not the big black dude, the other guy. No, not Steve Buscemi, the other guy. The dude who's like, what are you doing with a gun in space? That guy, the one who gave his little kid the little toy spaceship. Anyway, that's your daddy. Yeah. She only tells him after she finds out that he's like some big celebrated astronaut now who's saving the world. Before that, he didn't amount to shit. That is quite the leap to take, by the way. I mean, to go from, like, degenerate, deadbeat dad... And it's not like this guy was, like, unemployed and didn't have money. I mean, like, those oil workers make bank. Why do you think they all had to, like, collect them? They had to collect them all, in the regions of America where most people don't go in their off time, because, like, they can make all that money and then just sit on it for months and months and months. So it's not like the guy didn't have money, and I'm sure he was paying like some serious alimony or child support. And the bitch still didn't want to give him credit as being daddy. Maybe he made some mistakes. But then, of course, hey, you're saving the world, and all of a sudden he's your dad. I guess it's good to have heroes. Anyway. Accidental cannabis overdoses by children are increasing nationwide, and these products will only make this worse, said Connecticut Attorney General William Tong in a release. Tong? Really? William Tong? God, I hope he's from Southeast Asia or something. That was a brutal upbringing for that little white boy. Tong said, while Connecticut has legalized... Oh, he's from Connecticut. Yeah, he's definitely a white guy. Tong said while Connecticut has legalized the use of marijuana for adults, many cannabis edibles are outside the range of what is considered quote-unquote safe or authorized for sale. If you see these lookalike products for sale, please report them to my office and take every measure to keep these away from kids, Tong said. Jesus Christ, what a fucking tool. In Ohio, Attorney General Dave Yost issued a similar release saying that marijuana products resembling candies and snacks are illegal to sell in the state. He emphasized the levels of THC could have, quote, real and devastating, end quote, consequences for children. I know, Daisy. It's crazy. They're going to get so stoned they're going to fucking turn retarded. Remember like that girl down the street? Remember the one that we used to know? Oh, no, I just mean like this hippie chick who smoked a lot of weed. I'm not saying she was the R word. Anyway, Yost said that some of the bags may contain upward of 600 to 1,000 milligrams of THC, warning that if a child were to eat an entire bag, they would be consuming 60 to 100 times the maximum legal adult serving. THC? There's actually an adult serving of THC? Well, you know how servings are, like in most products. This is America. I mean, come on. We're all taking at least twice the recommended amount. I mean, how many people really survive on 2,000 calories a day? And if that's true, how much of it is sugar? Alright? Let's all get off our fucking high horses. Our very, very stoned high horses, because they got into our stash, man. Parents need to be extra cautious, especially around Halloween, that these copycat products don't wind up in treat bags, he said. Oh my god. So yeah, AG Yost is warning Ohioans about illegal and dangerous cannabis edibles and hemp derivatives that are packaged to look like well-known brands of snack foods and candy. Good lord. Symptoms of THC overdose in children may include difficulty walking or sitting up, in addition to difficulty in breathing, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Yeah, they might have trouble breathing if they hyperventilate. You know, if they can't fucking handle their shit, and you just gotta fucking just chill out, bro. Just calm down, man. Hey, just do like this. Just go, you know, like, just go, That's a Cheech and Chong reference for you kids. The attorneys general say, if your child is sick and you suspect they have eaten a snack or candy with high amounts of THC, to contact your state's poison control center immediately. Now, again, is this something that is going to happen when it's the parents' edibles that the kids got into? Or are they going to fucking call and then say, oh yeah, my kid got into somebody's stash. I think they got it from on their Halloween trip. Are they just going to pass it off? No, at least like this one story that we know of that's factual. The parent owned up to it and was like, yeah, my kid totally got into my candies. I don't know, I wasn't looking, blah, blah, blah. You know? But, Jesus Christ. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know, there are definitely more things that we should be concerned about. Say, for example, Three drunks crashing into each other in an intersection in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. Now that's a story that I can get behind. Yeah, in case you haven't heard. Three drunk drivers all crashed into each other in Mount Pleasant a little after 2 a.m. on oh wait, no, this is how. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Oh, this is back in March. No, it was the end of February. Oh my god, I just realized that this story has been turned up and recycled because of all of this new news about drunk driving, which you may know has sparked mostly due to what's his name? Oh shit. Oh my god, what the fuck is... I'm totally spacing out here. Oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, I'm sure plenty of people have heard about this. In Middleton, 3 seniors were killed, 3 young boys, and the driver apparently had more drinks than I should have had before the crash that killed the 3. So here we go. A Madison man, suspected of speeding and driving drunk before a crash that killed 3 high school seniors earlier this month, was formally charged Monday with multiple counts of homicide. In a criminal complaint filed Monday, but not available until Tuesday. Well, that's definitely important information to have. Thank you for that little bit there. Eric N. Mering, 30, was charged with 3 counts of homicide by drunken driving, 3 counts of second-degree reckless homicide, and 2 counts of second-degree reckless endangerment in the October 2nd crash in the town of Middleton that killed the students. 2 from Middleton and 1 from Madison West. According to the complaint, which largely mirrors a search warrant filed last week in Dane County Circuit Court, seeking a sample of Mering's blood taken by UW Hospital, Mering told Dane County Sheriff's Detective William Hendrickson the crash happened because of, quote, too much speed and more drinks than I should have had to drive. Killed in the crash were Madison West Senior Simon Bellesi and Middleton Seniors Evan Gritachwell and Jack Miller. Finally, a simple name. The complaint, like the search warrant, states a preliminary breath test found Mering's blood alcohol concentration to be just over 0.24%, 3 times the legal limit of 0.08% for drivers in Wisconsin. Mering also told investigators he was going 70 miles per hour before the crash, a speed he attributed to, quote, overconfidence, the complaint states. Now, I'm just going to put this out here right now. First of all, 0.24, that's some pussy shit, dude. This is Wisconsin, bro. I mean, if you're not, like, over, like, 0.34, like, I mean, you're not even having a good night. I don't know what this fucking Joker's problem is. I mean, he clearly could have drank quite a bit more. In fact, he probably did, and more than a fact, he probably ate some food which brought down that number a little bit. He probably had some cheese curds, because, you know, we have the best. Also, I gotta say, what a waste, you know? Really. Just, I mean, to take something so precious and just ruin it. Just take it out of commission completely, and just, I mean, it had so much life ahead of it. I mean, I think it was like a 2016 Jaguar, and he just smashed that shit and got brains and blood and bone, all kinds of nasty shit all over it. It's just ruined that car. I mean, clearly, if nothing else, this guy should not get his license back simply for the fact that he did not appreciate a beautiful automobile. I'm just saying. So, Sheriff's spokesperson Elise Schaefer said Tuesday that Mehring, who was hospitalized for injuries he sustained in the crash, was transferred to the custody of the sheriff's office Tuesday afternoon. Now, he then went on to appear in court, which was very public, and I myself watched the proceedings and listened to his attorney give just a wonderful rendition of what a stand-up guy he is, while speaking very, very little about the boys who died. Now, that's good work on the attorney's part. However, I felt that the state prosecutor, the assistant prosecutor, could have done more to speak the names of these boys and emphasize the fact that 3 lives were lost. Now, all jokes aside, I don't take drunk driving fucking lightly. I've known friends and children who have been run down and killed because of drunk drivers. I myself have been in a drunk driving accident, not myself driving, but I was a victim of the crash, and I can tell you it's not a laughing matter. That being said, I really wanted to come out here with a great joke about 3 drunks that crashed into each other in the same intersection in Mount Pleasant. Yeah, they were all trying to crash a senior party, that was the joke. But then the news just got baby murder just all over me on the way here, and I just I didn't have anything else to change into. So, what are your plans for this Halloween? I myself will be acting in a little bit piece in Columbus, where I'll be portraying a former mayor and governor of Wisconsin. I'll be there with a good old friend of mine, Lindsay Prazik, and she will be my dead wife, which is nice because I've never actually been able to get fully married, even though I've been engaged a couple of times. So it'll be cool to actually get to play up the part and see what happens. So yeah, we'll be at the Shadows on the Hillside, Tombstone Tales in Columbus. It's this whole thing is put on for Halloween by the Columbus Area Historical Society. So I'll be playing the part of former Governor James T. Lewis, and the lovely Lindsay will be my wife, Arlena Sturgis Lewis. We will be stepping forward from the shadows to give our little brief histories and talk a little bit about, legislation, I suppose. I don't know. It'll be fun to dress up and play a dead guy. But I'm not supposed to be scary in it, though. That's kind of the only drawback, really. A little step down from the haunted house work I'd done in the past at the Lang House of Terror, and I think I did that two different years, 2014 and 2015, and I was also at the Screaming Acres one year. So yeah, that was fun. So I guess that'll be my first part of the day, and then later on we'll be going on to the Dells to celebrate Yawen, otherwise known as Sam Hain, and be looking back at some dead folks, friends and lovers, family and all, and try to bring in the harvest spirit with some good old friends and some shenanigans. And who knows, maybe even some debauchery. One can only hope. Alright, well, I guess that's really all I had to say. Of course, thank you for listening. And you can help support the Mad City Podcast by liking and subscribing, of course, and as well as our YouTube channel, Mad City Streets. And since we don't have a Patreon, if you'd like to receive special content, just for the savory few, feel free to contribute to the Mad City Podcast account on the Cash App. All right. Thanks for listening, and have a happy and safe Halloween. And by God, please watch out for those hippies. They might try to get you stoned. Bye for now. God, I'm a dork.
Yo, where the life at? Yeah, I'm needing more, cause I've never been in a town like this, is such a bore. Yo, we need a moment, but not of silence. Something needs to happen round here, cause we're losing vitals. Let's cause a riot out here, cause we need to turn it up. Let's cause a fire, cause this town is cold, let's burn it up. So let's start the attack, running through the city like maniacs. Inside town now they can bow down, take the crown, and that's a fact. Wake up.
Quiet night, there is no sound. Lonely's alive, but no fun around. Quiet night, can feel a pulse, can hear a heartbeat. It's time to wake up, 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 wake up.
Wake the streets up. Okay. Wake the streets up. Okay.